Welcome to today's explainer. If you've ever looked at a massive, complex block of Python code and just felt kind of intimidated, yeah, you are absolutely not alone. But today, we're going to fix that. We're taking one of the most fundamental, powerful concepts in all of programming, data mapping, and we're turning it into a super intuitive, everyday tool. We're talking about Python dictionaries. By the time we're done, you'll see how mapping a simple key to a specific value is literally the secret sauce behind how almost every modern app organizes its data.
Okay, so let's briefly look at our roadmap. First, we'll cover the key-value concept, then the rules of the dictionary. After that, working with your data, building real-world projects, avoiding common mistakes, and finally, why Python dictionaries matter. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. The key-value concept.
Now, before we even look at a single line of Python code, I want you to think about the everyday systems you already interact with. Like, when you open up your phone's contact list, you're not scrolling through a giant list of random phone numbers hoping to find your best friend, right? No way! You just tap their name, and your phone instantly retrieves the number. Well, at its core, a Python dictionary is simply a data structure used to store information in exactly that way, using what we call key-value pairs. It actually gets its name from a physical, real-world dictionary. You look up a word to find its meaning. The word is the identifier, and the meaning is the actual data you want. In Python, it's the exact same vibe. The word becomes our key, and the meaning becomes our value.
And this comparison here brilliantly illustrates that connection. If we have the key apple, well, the mapped value is a fruit. If our key is car, our value is a vehicle. You use the key to unlock the value. It really is that straightforward. When you write this out in Python, you're basically just telling the computer, hey, whenever I hand you this specific key, I need you to hand me back this specific value.
Moving on to Section 2, Rules of the Dictionary.
So to really get how these rules work, we kind of need to compare dictionaries to another super common structure you might already know, which is the list. A Python list is an ordered collection of items. To find something in a list, you have to know its exact numerical position, its index, right? Like 1, 2, 3. But a dictionary, it throws that whole numerical order concept right out the window. Instead, it uses meaningful labels. So rather than remembering your data is locked away at position number 3, you just ask for it by name. You access it using its unique key, like searching for the letter A to get the number 1. You're going to want to use a dictionary whenever your data has clear labels and you need lightning-fast searching without memorizing numerical indexes.
Okay, so the absolute golden rule here. Keys must be unique. You cannot, I repeat, cannot have two identical keys in the same dictionary. If you try to assign a new value to a key that already exists, the old value gets completely overwritten. It's just gone. But here's the interesting twist. Values can repeat all they want. Multiple keys can point to the exact same value without any issues. And the final property to remember is that dictionaries are mutable. That's really just a fancy computer science term meaning you can change them. You can add, update, or delete values long after the dictionary is first created.
All right, Section 3, Working with your data. Think of the data lifecycle a bit like managing a digital profile. You've got 4 main steps. First, you start by adding data, defining a key and a value. Second, when you need it, you access it. You're just asking Python, hey, what's the value for this key? Third, because things change, you can update it. It's like changing your password. You just overwrite the value mapped to that specific key. And fourth, if it's no longer needed, you can completely remove it using the .pop method. It's exactly like popping an item right out of your digital shopping cart.
Now, what's really interesting here, and pay close attention to this, is a massive trap that beginners fall into, and that is accessing data using square brackets. It's super common to put the key inside square brackets. And sure, it works, but if you ask for a key that doesn't actually exist, Python panics, it throws a key error, and your entire program just crashes. Boom. Instead, you really should use the .get method. It is perfectly safe. If the key is missing, .get just shrugs and returns none instead of crashing the whole system. It's a total lifesaver and absolutely the better choice for building reliable apps.
Section 4, Building real-world projects.
Let's scale this up a bit. Imagine a massive bank database that's handling thousands of users. At its core, that system operates exactly like a Python dictionary. The bank needs a unique identifier for every single person, so the account number becomes the key and the customer name becomes the value. Account number 101 maps to Rahul. Account 102 maps to Amit. When Rahul logs into his mobile app, the system isn't doing any crazy complex math. It literally just takes his account number, searches the dictionary keys, and instantly pulls up his personal dashboard.
But, real life is rarely that flat and simple, right? A student doesn't just have a name, they have multiple subjects, and each subject has different grades. An employee belongs to a specific department, reporting to a specific manager. This is where we step into slightly advanced territory with nested dictionaries. That is quite literally a dictionary inside another dictionary. I know, it sounds a little complex at first, but honestly, it's just a brilliant way to organize data hierarchically. For example, you could have a key called employee_1, and its mapped value is an entire second dictionary containing their name, their role, and their salary. It's the ultimate tool for organizing those complex, multi-layered real-world structures.
Section 5. Avoiding common beginner mistakes.
Let's save you some serious frustration here. Mistake number 1 is a total classic: forgetting the quotes on your string keys. If you type a word as a key without those quotation marks around it, Python assumes it's a variable you created earlier, not a string of text, and it's going to throw an error right in your face. Always use your quotes for string keys. Mistake number 2, which we touched on a minute ago, is trying to access a non-existent key using square brackets. Seriously, I cannot emphasize enough the life-saving power of the .get method. Build that habit early, and your programs are going to be infinitely more robust.
Now, if you're learning this to land a job, here is a quick, rapid-fire interview prep checklist based on the exact things recruiters will ask you. 1. Are dictionaries mutable? Yes, for sure you can change them. 2. Are they ordered? Okay, this is a tricky one. In older versions of Python, no, they weren't. But actually, as of Python 3.7 and newer, yes, dictionaries officially maintain their insertion order. And 3, can keys repeat? Absolutely not. Just remember those 3 facts and you'll completely nail the data structures part of your technical interviews.
Finally, Section 6. Why Python dictionaries matter.
Let's pull back and look at the big picture here. Have you ever wondered how weather apps pull live data? Well, they use JSON APIs, which are formatted exactly like Python dictionaries. How do login systems verify you? They're just checking the dictionary of usernames and passwords. When you browse an e-commerce store, every single product's details, the price, the color, the size, is stored as key value pairs. Literally, even the massive, mind-boggling data sets being fed into the latest AI and machine learning models rely heavily on this exact structural logic to label and process information efficiently. It is everywhere.
So, we've demystified the syntax, we've learned the rules of the game, and we've seen how this scales from a basic contact list all the way up to the backbone of artificial intelligence. It all comes down to connecting a key to a value. So, if user profiles, digital shopping carts, and cutting-edge AI all run on key value pairs, how will you organize your world next? The tools are officially in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy coding.